that call from my mom, this is the road I drove from my house to her house to see what was going on. As you can see, it's farms, houses. We're in the middle of nowhere. This had always felt like the safest place in the world. It's so beautiful here. Times are simple. You know everyone. My kids would go to school. I knew all of their friends. I knew all of their friends' parents. If someone's kid did something, the other parent was going to call you and tell you. Beautiful Bohemia River. So many times I had my parents out here and my sister on our boat. Were good times. And that night, again, the shock. And I no longer live in Cecil County. I moved, as did my mom. We just decided we didn't want to live here anymore. And every single time I drive down this road, it consumes my mind. I can't see the beauty in this place anymore. With my eyes I can see it, but with my heart, the only thing I think of driving through this small little town is how my sister was murdered. Murdered. Shot 5 times by punks. This is how I came up on this right here. My parents just live right up here. And I think about right here is where I started seeing like lights everywhere. They were all up in the sky. It was just like flashing. Like a football stadium. Like it was so lit up. And usually up here at dark, there's no street lights. There's nothing but farms in the moonlight. Like the whole farm was over there. I'll flip around, but it was unbelievable. And I remember after it happened, before we knew who did it and exactly how they planned this out, I would drive up and down this road trying to figure out the path that they took. I would take simple side roads. I was looking for them, basically. I would walk up and down my mom's driveway trying to find a piece of jewelry that maybe they dropped, that maybe had fingerprints on it, that had some clue to lead us to who did this. I don't think anybody understands how hard it was to go through November, December, January, and basically all of February not knowing, literally not knowing who did this to us. It was horrible. It truly was. I've met so many people who are in such bad situations, and their children were also murdered. But they say the same thing. They couldn't imagine not knowing who did it. Suspecting everyone. But this is just the little gift shop right here. Just a simple road. Basically one way in Chesapeake City, one way out, except for some side roads. It still consumes my mind. I think of my sister. It's kind of sad that we don't own this place anymore. But my mom sold, 2 of her farms. She don't want to live here. It's a shame beautiful and so sad at the same time. My dad loved this place. Right after it happened, my mom actually begged him to sell and move. And they did look for houses and whatnot, but every single place that my dad, or that my mom, would look at and like, my dad would find something wrong with it. Oh, this is bad. This is this. This is not good. This is wrong with it. He's making excuses, I know, because he didn't want to leave his farm. He loved his farm so much. And he said no one was going to run him off. And they didn't. No one took my dad away from this place that he loved so much. It's a simple farmhouse. It's nothing spectacular or amazing or nothing grand about it. But my dad loved the land. He loved sitting at his door and watching the deer come up. This place right here, we had so many Christmases, so many birthdays, so many cookouts. We'd have family baseball games, Easter egg hunts for the kids. The kids, this felt like their home too. And the sad thing is, my sister left this place for the last time. And so did my dad. He died in this house. Which is kind of bittersweet. Because I do think that if there was any place in this world that my dad would have wanted to be at the end of his time, it would have been here. He was so proud of it. In those last days, I don't know. I think he just seemed sadder and sadder as the time went along. And then we knew that Melcher was going to be coming up soon for parole. And we knew that it would be soon that he would be getting out. And it was always a concern of mine with my dad. They had taken so much from him. I wonder if he would have shot Melcher and killed him. Sometimes I think he would have. And sometimes I'm glad my dad didn't get to see him come out of prison. That sounds horrible. But I don't know. Nobody knows how this affected my dad. He was this big, strong man. He was... People would see him and they would be afraid of him. That was why they brought 4. Because they knew how big my dad was. And they took away my dad's dignity that night. Threw him on the floor in his underwear. As soon as they came in, they busted him in his face so he couldn't see. Little Judd Licka sticking that gun in my dad's face. And terrorized his family. And I hear from all of them all the time, obviously, because they feel, oh, I need to be out of jail. Well, Melcher's already out. And we're getting ready to go to court with him because he owes $500,000 restitution. He only pays $50 a month and he keeps missing payments. Okay, go back to jail. I want my $50. It's always about why they should get out. not one of them has ever said the word Terry Ann McCoy. I do think they regret what happened that night, but not because she died, because they got caught. Because even after they knew she was dead, they took my mom's jewelry to Philadelphia. Oh, they knew better not to do it around here. You know, these juveniles didn't know what they were doing, but they sure were smart enough to hightail it to Philadelphia to sell my mom's jewelry. And they took that money that they got from that pawn shop while we're going through funerals and investigations and terror living in my mom's home. My mom couldn't sleep. My dad couldn't sleep. Everybody was afraid to stay in that house. I remember one morning my husband went to pick up my dad to take him hunting to try to get his mind off of it. And when you go hunting, you leave it dark. My mom was so scared she wouldn't be alone at dark. So I went with my husband to my parents' house. And I went to lay in the bed with my mom while my dad and my husband were going hunting, just so she wouldn't be alone. And I didn't tell her. I had never been more scared in my life. The wind was blowing, and I kept thinking they were coming back to finish the job because my mom ID'd Jellica's face, and they knew that. They knew my mom saw them and my dad, and I just kept thinking they're going to come back and they're going to kill us all. I would have dreams. I remember my house, I had like a landing where I would be upstairs and I could see downstairs, and there was like a railing and the banister. I was so scared. After this, my husband would have to get up and walk me to the bathroom door because I was too afraid to go to the bathroom when it was dark. I dreamed one night that they kicked in my door coming in because after my sister died, I had to collect the rent. I dreamed they were coming in, and I dreamed that I had a cinder block in my hand, and I threw the cinder block, and I hit Postles in the head with it, and his brain splattered all over my foyer. Those are the dreams that I have. Sometimes now, I dream that all this was a nightmare. Like, when I go to sleep, I dream that I'm normal again. My sister wasn't murdered. My dad's still alive. My family was what it was then. And we just went on. My sister got to meet my little grandson. We went on vacations together. We were that family again. That incredible, amazing family. The closeness that we always had. And that's what I dream. That this reality was a nightmare. And I'm dreaming that my life is normal. And then you wake up. And not so much. In reality, my life is the nightmare. It's very sad. Probably can't see in this, but this was Terry Ann and I when we were little girls. She was always very dramatic. She fell in a hole. She had to have the whole 9 yards and get her ankle all wrapped up because she swore she broke her ankle. The people that live in this house now send me a lot of messages and kind of rude at times. Like, if the news cameras are out here, and they'll say, don't you ever come to our house. Tell people to stop turning around in our driveway. We're freaked out by this. How dare you have people talk about this? When the other documentary aired, Murder comes to town, they started sending me messages. People are turning around in our driveway. You need to put on your Facebook to tell people to stay out of our driveway. I mean, I just ignore them. I had sent them one message before. I'm like, if you think I like this, you're dead wrong. Because this is horrible for me. It's horrible for my mom. More than somebody turning around in your driveway. I've been filmed by news crews many a times, and I didn't want to be. And I just feel some of their messages are like very insensitive. You know, I'm sorry that you're freaked out by it. But walk in my mom's shoes. Then tell me how freaked out you are. So this is our small town. My kids went to school right up here. Terry Ann came to, all my girls were cheerleaders. Terry Ann would come to their games. So we're very proud of all of the kids. She loved them very much, as if they were her own. And it's sad. They were all just teenagers. My youngest was 10. She's now a 20-year-old college student. Terry Ann would have been so proud of them, of what they've become. It's really sad, I guess. And I asked my husband the other day, we were driving down this road. I said, how do you think life would be right now if Terry Ann was never murdered? And he was like, oh, it would be so different. Because he knows I'm stressed all the time. I always got to deal with trials and courts. It changed. You know, my mom, obviously, for reasons, I mean, she was there, her kid was murdered, basically right in front of her. But it changed me and the person I was. I don't trust anybody. I don't really like anybody anymore. I always think that people have ulterior motives. Like, I lock everything. See, around here, we didn't lock things. We didn't need to. Didn't need to lock a thing. Because we were safe. Well, we thought we were. It's a shame that 4 monsters took away that from us. Took away from us our safety, our reality, our life. I can't even explain. They took away so much. And then one of their friends said to me, oh, you're blinded by your hate for Seth Jaleka. You're damn right I hate him. I hate his guts. All I hear is he was so young. He needs to be out. He wasn't in his right mind. The ACLU has sued the state of Maryland for juvenile lifers. How about people who got actual life? Their life was taken by your hands. And then what you did to my parents. Really? You changed this whole area. So many people now, like, I'll be somewhere and they'll start talking, oh my God, yeah, there was this murder in Chesapeake City. It was horrible, and nothing like that happens around here. And the family left, the family moved away. They couldn't take it after the dad died. And then, yeah, that's my family. And they'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. It is pretty bad for around here. I said, you'd have to drive through the area. It's beautiful. There's bed and breakfast. We have the canal. We have amazing little restaurants around here. We have a beautiful walking trail. But guess what we don't have? That person right there. We don't have her anymore. And I 100% say I don't have my dad anymore because of that. And my mom's not my mom anymore. She's my mom. But she's not that mom that I had before November the 4th of 2009. I miss that mom. I actually miss that Kathy. I don't know. I don't think that things will ever be great like that again. I don't see how that could be. We still do the vacations. We still do birthdays. Not the same, because so much of our heart is missing. And we'd give anything if we had them back.